You're watching the TC MMA podcast.
All right, so as we jump into fight 4, just climbing the ladder, right? There's 5 fights each week. As we get into fight 4, you got women's flyweight division. Finally, the women are fighting. We have no women have gotten into the UFC or gotten contracts into the UFC just yet. And when we come back after this fight, we'll look at who's in already. You got 12 fighters, 4 over the past 3 weeks, making it 12 total in. But you got Yuneisy Duben 5-0 versus Shannon Clark 5-0. I like it. Let's get to the women's flyweight division at Dana White's Contender Series. Finally, you get Yuneisy Duben taking on Shannon Clark. I say finally because we haven't had a women's fight yet. So let's get into it. Both fighters are 5-0. I like it. Shannon Clark, 2 inches taller, 5'6". She's 32. That's about all we know. Now, Duben, Venezuelan. Interesting. Don't remember the last time we saw a Venezuelan, especially at the Contender Series. Now, she's got 4 KOs, 1 submission in her 5 wins. So that's impressive. She's fighting out of FFC. In her last fight, she's kind of been all over, fighting for 300 Sparta at 31, 32, 34. So she's been involved in that. But these aren't big-time promotions. Now, MMA Barbie, a.k.a. Shannon Clark, Canadian. 5 wins, 3 KOs, 1 submission, 1 decision. So who was the decision against? No one we've heard of. Nejra Rep. But she's fighting out of LFA the last 2 times. So a decision isn't a bad thing. Then she had a submission in the next fight to get her to this point. So this one's easy to me. You know, it's really hard to tell. You got Venezuela versus Canada. Fighting in 2 different type of promotions, but Shannon Clark is fighting in the better promotion and she's winning. Doesn't necessarily mean she's going to win the fight, but in my opinion, that's the best option. I think Shannon Clark has the best competition. She's ready for this fight, and when the lights go on, she'll be ready to go. That's how I feel. She's likely going to win this fight on experience. So look for Shannon Clark to win and move to 6-0. A finish would be great. I think even a decision and a great fight she gets in, because the UFC needs to add some women from the Contender Series. None have of the 12 contracts given so far, it's all been men. So the women need a Contender Series contract. They'll get it here in the women's flyweight division. Dana White's Contender Series. Yeah, so, I mean, regardless of who wins this fight, excuse me, we believe they're getting in just because of sheer numbers.
He's gon' fight, he's gon' fight, hold your breath till the end of the night. Last fight a call, UFC at its height, bringing that thunder with all his might, saying step up, wanna fight, hold up, think twice, gladiator assassin, reckless no abandon, walk through that cage, he'll leave your ass stranded.